Every morning you wake up, there's a quiet moment before the noise of the world hits you. That moment right there, that's when your destiny is whispering. It's asking, what are you going to do with this day? Because whether you realize it or not, every single sunrise is a second chance. A second chance to prove to yourself that you're more than your excuses, more than your fears, more than what they say you become. But the truth is, most people sleep on that moment. They roll over, hit snooze, and delay their greatness for another day. But not you, not anymore. Because this time you're going to decide that your time is now. You see, too many people wait for motivation to show up like it's some kind of magic spark. They wait for the perfect plan, the perfect mood, the perfect moment. But success doesn't wait for perfect. Success shows up for those who move when they're tired, who work when they're afraid, who act when nobody's cheering. You've got to realize that every second you waste waiting for the right time is another second you'll never get back. Life doesn't slow down for your hesitation. The clock doesn't stop for your doubts. The world keeps moving, and if you don't rise, it will move right past you. You've been through too much to play small now. You survived storms that should have broken you. You've carried weight that others couldn't even handle for a day. But you're still here, still breathing, still fighting. And that means something. It means you've got a purpose that hasn't been fulfilled yet. It means there's a fire inside of you that refuses to die, even when life tried to bury it. And now, it's time to fan that flame. It's time to stop letting fear dictate your pace. It's time to stop living like you've got forever. Every dream you've got, it's waiting for you on the other side of your excuses. Every goal, it's one decision away from becoming reality. But you've got to stop talking about what you're going to do and start doing it. You've got to be willing to outwork your doubt, outlast your pain, and outshine your past. Because no one's coming to save you. No one's going to hand you your dream. This world belongs to those who refuse to quit. Those who decide that today, right now, they're going to show up differently. So as you listen to these words, make a decision. Make a promise to yourself that from this moment on, you're done waiting. You're done wishing. You're done playing safe. You're going to rise, grind, and execute like this is your last shot. Because it might be. Your time isn't coming. Your time is here. And if you've got the heart to go after it with everything you've got, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It will never come. That's the truth that most people spend their whole lives avoiding. They live in a constant loop of a win. When I have more time, when I have more money, when I feel ready. But that a winning never comes because life doesn't hand you perfect conditions. It hands you opportunities disguised as challenge. It gives you windows of time that don't look ideal, moments that don't feel comfortable, and tests that seem unfair. The people who win in life are the ones who stop waiting for the ideal and start building with what they've got. Because the truth is, perfection is the greatest illusion that kills progress. It's the lie that keeps you frozen while time keeps moving. Every day you spend waiting for the right time is another day someone else is working, grinding, and becoming what you're still talking about. You've got to understand something. Hesitation is expensive. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, you're pushing your dreams one step further away. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. The only time you have control over is now. You don't build success by waiting for the right time. You build it by taking the wrong time and making it right. The people who create history aren't the ones who waited until they felt ready. They're the ones who moved when everything said they shouldn't. They started in chaos. They started broke. They started scared. But they started. You can't fix what you don't begin. You can't evolve if you don't move. The first step doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be taken. That's how momentum begins. That's how growth begins. Not by overthinking, but by doing. Most people are trapped in the illusion of a someday. They talk about their dreams like they're in a waiting room, holding a number, hoping their turn will come. But life doesn't work like that. You don't get called. You have to claim your turn. You'll have to claim your turn. You have to make a decision that you're done waiting for the right time, because there's no right time. There's just time and what you do with it. The fear of failure keeps most people stuck because they think the perfect moment will protect them from pain, rejection, or embarrassment. But that's not how growth works. Growth demands risk. It demands that you walk through uncertainty. You don't get courage before the challenge. You build it through the challenge. Waiting for the right time is just fear disguised as logic. You tell yourself you're being patient, but really you're just avoiding the discomfort that progress demands. You have to stop lying to yourself that you need more before you start. You don't need more, you need to move with less. Some of the greatest stories ever told began in scarcity, not abundance. People built empires from nothing but willpower. They didn't have the resources. They became resourceful. They didn't have the roadmap. They created one through trial and failure. The moment you realize that action creates clarity, your whole mindset changes. You stop waiting for the perfect plan and start building momentum. Because here's the truth. Motion creates motivation. You won't feel ready until you start. You won't get confidence until you move. You won't find your way until you take that first uncertain step. The perfect moment isn't waiting somewhere out there. It's creating the fire of your decisions right now. You've got to stop worshiping the idea of a ready. Nobody ever feels ready. Not the entrepreneur launching a business. Not the athlete stepping into the arena. Not the dreamer taking the first risk. They all feel scared. They all feel doubt, but they move anyway. Readiness is not a feeling. It's a decision. It's when you say, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to move anyway. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. The dreamers keep planning. The doers keep progressing. The dreamers want guarantees. The doers trust their grind. The dreamers wait for confidence. The doers create confidence by acting. So you can't wait for peace of mind before you move. Peace comes after the battle, not before. Think about every single thing you've ever accomplished. None of it came because the stars aligned perfectly. You did it in the middle of chaos. You did it when it was inconvenient. You did it when no one believed in you. That's the truth about progress. It doesn't wait for your schedule to clear. It doesn't care if you're tired, scared, or uncertain. It rewards the ones who move anyway, because every action you take tells the universe you're serious. Serious. And the moment you commit, things start shifting in your favor. Doors open. Opportunities appear. But none of that happens until you take that first imperfect step. The problem with waiting for the perfect moment is that it keeps you living in theory. You can read, plan, visualize, and dream all you want. But theory doesn't build results. Execution does. People get stuck in what's called the preparation trap. They convince themselves that if they just prepare a little longer, they'll be more successful. But that's not true. Over-preparation is often just procrastination wearing a disguise. You can't think your way to success. You have to work your way there. The only thing thinking too long does is kill your courage. Because the longer you wait, the more fear grows. The more you hesitate, the heavier the first step feels. That's why action is the cure. Once you move, fear loses its power. If you really want to change your life, stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for everything to make sense. Life doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. The longer you wait for the right time, the more you're training yourself to hesitate. And hesitation becomes habit. It becomes a mental pattern that kills opportunity before it even begins. You have to break that pattern. You have to rewire your brain to move when your instincts say go. That's where power lives, in motion, not in waiting. Every great person you've ever admired didn't wait for their life to be perfect. They made it perfect by acting, failing, learning, adjusting, and continuing. Hey, the truth is, you will never feel ready for the things that are meant to change your life. Because change always feels uncomfortable, growth always feels scary. But that's the price of progress, discomfort. The only people who never feel uncomfortable are the ones who never do anything meaningful. You can't wait for the fear to leave before you take action. You have to move through it. Because fear fades in motion, but it multiplies in silence. The more you delay, the stronger your fear becomes. But when you step forward, when you take that leap, something inside you shifts. You start trusting yourself. You realize you don't need certainty. You need courage. You don't need perfect conditions. You need consistent commitment. Your time is not coming someday. Your time is now. Your time is now. Every minute you wait is a minute you lose. The version of you you've always wanted to become is waiting on the other side of action, not hesitation. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment because the moment you're in is the perfect one. It's messy, it's unpredictable, it's uncomfortable, but it's real. And real beats perfect every time. The people who change their lives don't wait for the storm to pass. They learn to move through the rain. That's what makes them unstoppable. So stop waiting. Stop thinking, stop hesitating. This is your moment, not next week, not next year, not when everything lines up. Now, right now is the only moment you have. And if you don't use it, you lose it. The perfect time doesn't exist, but the power of this moment does. So step into it, move, act, build, because your time is now. The world will give you every excuse to quit, every reason to slow down, and every distraction to steal your focus. But when you understand that your time is now, you stop giving energy to everything that doesn't move you forward. You stop living like you got forever, because you don't. You've got this moment, this day, this breath, this shot. Every single second you waste doubting yourself, scrolling, hesitating, or waiting for motivation, someone else is using that same second to move closer to their goals. And that's the difference between people who dream and people who dominate. The world doesn't reward the one who wants it most. It rewards the one who stays consistent, focused, and relentless, even when no one's watching. You can't afford to keep waiting for a magical wave of inspiration to hit you. You have to build discipline so powerful that it fuels you even when you feel nothing. Discipline is what bridges the gap between desire and destiny. It's easy to say you want to be successful. It's easy to say you have goals. But when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m., when you're tired, when the world feels heavy, when nothing is going your way, that's where the truth is revealed. The question isn't, do you want it? It's, are you willing to sacrifice for it? Everybody wants the results, but few are willing to live the process. The process is lonely. It's repetitive. It's boring. It's the grind that happens in silence, without recognition, without applause. But that's exactly where greatness is built. In the shadows, in the repetition, in the days when it feels like no one sees your effort. Because those are the days that separate the casual from the committed. Those are the moments that forge strength while everyone else is looking for shortcuts. You have to start treating every day like a chance to prove something, not to others, but to yourself. The real battle isn't against the world. It's against your own excuses. It's against your comfort zone, your fear, your lack of urgency. Every single day, you're either feeding your progress or feeding your procrastination. There's no neutral. You're either getting closer or falling behind. That's why you can't wait for motivation. Motivation fades, but discipline endures. You might not always feel like working, but you can always choose to work anyway. That's what separates winners. They don't depend on how they feel. They depend on who they are. And who they are is someone who shows up regardless of emotion, regardless of circumstance, regardless of outcome. People fail not because they don't have the potential, but because they keep giving in to their feelings. They wake up tired and think that means they can't perform. They face rejection and think that means they're not good enough, but feelings are temporary. Commitment is eternal. You have to train yourself to act based on vision, not emotion. You have to remind yourself daily why you started, who you're doing it for, and what you stand to lose if you stop. Because if your why isn't stronger than your excuse, you'll quit every time. That's why so many people start strong and finish weak. They lose sight of their purpose. They forget why they began. But when your why burns deep in your soul, you keep moving even when the fire fades around you. You've got to stop expecting the grind to feel good. It's not supposed to. The grind hurts. It tests you. It demands your all. But it's through that pain that you become unshakable. Every rep you push through when you're tired, every extra hour you put in when others are sleeping, every time you silence the voice that says, not today. That's where greatness is built. That's where you transform from average to unstoppable. You've got to learn to find beauty in the struggle, to see the grind not as punishment, but as preparation. Because the grind isn't breaking you, it's building you. It's building you, it's sculpting your mindset, your resilience, your strength, your patience. It's creating a version of you that can handle success when it arrives. The truth is, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your discipline. You can talk about vision all day long, but without structure, without routine, without execution, it's just talk. The reason most people never reach their full potential is because they let inconsistency rob them of momentum. They work hard for a week, then disappear for a month. They commit when it's convenient, then vanish when it's not. But the ones who win, they don't let their feelings dictate their work. They let their mission dictate their movement. They've decided that excuses have no seat at their table. They show up whether it's raining or shining, whether they're inspired or not, because they understand that every single day is a deposit toward their dream. You have to treat your dream like it's alive, because it is. It breathes through your effort, it grows through your discipline, and it dies through your neglect. Every day you skip the grind, your dream weakens. Every time you let distraction win, your purpose fades. But every time you push when it hurts, your dream gains strength. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, your purpose expands. You've got to realize that every second counts. Every choice adds up. You can't keep saying, I'll start tomorrow, because one day you'll run out of tomorrows. The world isn't waiting for you to be ready. It's moving with or without you. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets to catch up. So you gotta move now, even when you're tired, even when you're scared, even when the odds are stacked against you, because motion creates power. Action builds momentum. And once you build momentum, life starts to move in your favor. But you'll never get there if you keep stopping every time it gets tough. You have to commit to consistency, even when results are invisible. That's the hardest part. You'll show up day after day and see no change, no validation, no reward. But that's when most people quit. Right before the breakthrough, the ones who keep going, who keep grinding when there's no applause, they're the ones who see everything change. Because every bit of effort compounds. Every drop of sweat, every sleepless night, every painful sacrifice, it's all stacking up behind the scenes. And one day, it erupts. One day, the results catch up to the grind. You've got to become addicted to progress, not perfection. You've got to fall in love with the small wins, the daily steps, the silent victories no one else sees. Because success doesn't happen overnight. It's built minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. The people who look unstoppable are special. They're just consistent. They've mastered the art of showing up. They've learned that consistency beats talent when talent doesn't show up. That's the secret. That's the mindset that changes everything. Your time is now. Not when you feel ready, not when it's convenient. Right now, this is your window. The question is, what will you do with it? Will you keep waiting for permission, or will you show the world that you're not playing anymore? That you're serious, that you're hungry, that you're all in? Because the clock is ticking whether you move or not. And one day you'll look back and realize that a someday never came. So stop waiting for the stars to align. Start building your own sky. Get up, lock in, and commit to the grind. Don't let another sunrise go to waste. Your time is now, and what you do in this moment will echo for the rest of your life. There comes a moment in every person's life when the dream is close enough to touch, but heavy enough to carry. That's where patience and relentless belief separate the great from the forgotten. The third truth about claiming your time is understanding that success doesn't happen in a straight line. It's not instant, it's not comfortable, it's not supposed to be. The ones who make it to the top are not necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the most connected. They're the ones who can keep going when everything in their life is screaming at them to stop. Your time is now, yes, but that doesn't mean your reward comes immediately. It means you start walking now, you keep believing now, and you refuse to quit now. No matter how long the road feels, no matter how dark it gets along the way. You've got to understand that the universe doesn't move at your speed. You can plant the seed today, but the fruit won't show up tomorrow. Growth has its own rhythm. You can't rush purpose. You can't demand harvest from a seed you planted last week. The problem with most people is they want the promise without the patience. They want the glory without the grind. But the truth is, your dream will test you before it blesses you. It will ask you, how bad do you really want this? It will strip you of comfort, of security, of easy routes, and see if you're still willing to fight when the applause fades. You can't say, my time is now, and then expect everything to unfold instantly. Sometimes your time doesn't mean instant success. It means it's time to prove how long you're willing to wait for it without losing faith. There's a painful truth that every champion has had to accept. Delay does not mean denial. Just because it's taking longer than you expected doesn't mean it's not happening. The path to success is built on detours, setbacks, rejections, and moments of silence where it feels like no one sees your effort. But that's exactly where the transformation happens. Every delay is refining you. Every closed door is teaching you persistence. Every failure is building your foundation. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. The fire you're walking through right now isn't meant to destroy you. It's meant to burn off the weak parts of you that can't carry the weight of the dream you've been praying for. You've got to stop measuring your progress by how fast things happen and start measuring it by how much stronger you're becoming through the process. When you're grinding in silence and nothing seems to move, that's when your character is being shaped. The dream isn't just about the destination. It's about who you have to become to handle it. Because success without maturity collapses. Fame without foundation fades. Money without mindset vanishes. So when things feel slow, when it feels like everyone else is moving ahead and you're stuck, remind yourself you're being built, not buried. The pressure you feel right now is proof that something powerful is forming inside you. Diamonds are born under pressure, so are legends. Patience isn't weakness. Patience is power. It's the ability to keep showing up when results are invisible. It's the strength to trust the process when everything inside you wants to control the outcome. You can't rush timing, but you can master preparation. While others are complaining about what hasn't happened yet, you keep working, you keep grinding, you keep sharpening your craft. Because when the moment finally arrives, when your name is called, when the opportunity opens, you won't have to get ready, you'll already be ready. That's the beauty of patience. It doesn't mean waiting passively. It means working while you wait. It means believing that every small action, every unseen hour, every lonely night of effort is stacking up behind the scenes. You have to trust the unseen. There will be seasons where it feels like nothing is working. You'll question your worth, your path, your ability. You'll wonder why the doors aren't opening, why people don't see your value, why life feels unfair. But faith is believing in the unseen. Believing that even when you can't track the progress, the universe is aligning things in your favor. The dream you're chasing might not show any signs right now, but that doesn't mean it's not coming together. It just means the foundation is still being poured. And foundations take time because they have to carry the weight of what's coming. It's easy to be excited at the start. It's easy to believe when everything feels fresh and full of possibility. But can you keep believing after years of struggle? Can you keep showing up after hundreds of disappointments? Can you stay consistent when nothing seems to be changing? That's what determines your future. Because anyone can start, but very few can endure. Endurance is what transforms a someday into a today. Endurance is what turns faith into evidence. You have to train your mind to see beyond the moment, to understand that pain is part of progress. Every failure, every heartbreak, every sleepless night is a brick in the wall of your legacy. Your time is now, not because everything is perfect, but because everything is in motion. The fact that you're still here, still breathing, still fighting means the story isn't over. You may not be where you want to be yet, but you're further than you were, and that's progress. Sometimes your biggest victory isn't winning. It's not giving up. It's waking up one more day and saying, I'm still in it. I'm still in it. That's the power of belief. That's the mindset of someone who knows that time is coming. You may not have the spotlight yet, but if you stay faithful, your time will find you. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Stop assuming your delay means you're behind. Now everyone's timeline is different because everyone's purpose is different. Some trees grow fast and die early. Others grow slow and stand strong for centuries. You might be in the slow season. That's okay. Use it. Build roots so deep that no storm can pull you out later. When you finally rise, you'll rise unshakable. You'll rise with the calm of strength that only patience can create. That's why you can't quit halfway. That's why you can't let the waiting make you bitter. Because one day when it finally happens, when all the nights of faith, all the hours of grind, all the tears and silence pay off, you'll realize it was never a delay. It was divine timing. So keep moving, keep believing, keep pushing through the silence. Your time is now. Not because success is instant, but because today is your opportunity to prepare, to strengthen, to align yourself with the greatness you're meant for. The world may not recognize your effort yet, but one day it will. The doors that were once locked will open. The opportunities you prayed for will appear. The people who overlooked you will watch you rise. But only if you don't give up before your moment comes. So stay patient, stay hungry, stay ready, stay ready. Because when your time arrives, and it will, you'll realize every struggle, every delay, every ounce of pain was worth. Listen to me. Every dream you've ever had, every goal you've ever whispered to yourself when no one was listening, every version of you that you've imagined in your mind, it's all waiting on one thing: your decision to move now. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, not when you feel ready. Nah, because the truth is you'll never feel fully ready. You'll never have the perfect conditions, the right timing, or the total clarity you think you need. UNAD doesn't wait for you to feel confident. It rewards you for moving despite your fear. And that's what separates the average from the unstoppable. The average wait for motivation. The unstoppable act before it arrives. There's a power that comes when you finally make up your mind that you're done waiting, done wishing, done holding yourself back. That's the moment the universe starts to shift. That's when life starts to respond to your energy. Because you can pray all day for success, you can dream all night about change, but until your actions scream louder than your excuses, nothing moves. This is your time, your opportunity to prove that all the pain you've been through, all the lessons you've learned, all the storms you survived weren't for nothing. They built you for this. They trained you for this exact moment. You've got to stop seeing your struggles as punishment and start seeing them as preparation. Every setback was shaping you. Every delay was refining you. Every failure was hardening you into someone who cannot be broken. And I know it's hard. I know there are days when you wake up tired, when your faith feels heavy, when it feels like you're fighting the same battles over and over again. But those are the days that define you. Those are the days where legends are made, not when it's easy, but when you push anyway. Because consistency in the dark is what creates success in the light. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, every time you move even when no one is watching, every time you believe even when nothing seems to work, you're building momentum that the world can't see yet. But it's there. It's growing. And when the moment finally comes, when the opportunity finally opens, you'll be ready because you never stopped. So don't wait for someone to come and tell you it's your time. Act like it already is. Don't wait for applause. Earn it. Don't wait for support. Become your own motivation. You owe it to yourself to see what happens when you don't give up. You owe it to the version of you who fought through every doubt, every tear, every moment of weakness, and still chose to stand up again. This is your comeback season. This is your awakening. This is the moment where everything changes, not because life suddenly gets easier, but because you decided to rise harder. Your time is now. Not next year, not next month, right now. You've been given breath, strength, and a new day. That's all you need. Stop holding back your greatness. Stop silencing your own fire. Stand tall, look in the mirror, and tell yourself, I was built for this. Because you are. And when you walk in that truth, nothing can stop you. The world might not be ready for your rise, but that's fine. Rise anyway. Keep grinding, keep believing, keep it coming. Your time is now, and the world's about to find out exactly who you are.